Hello, YouTube fans, here again. And I thought I'd do this one. I started inspired in doing this one. I found out the day would have been David Bowie's birthday. That's right, it would have been the late David Bowie's birthday. I always liked David Bowie. I always liked him in his music business. I liked him in some of the films. Whether it'd be, well, not really a lover of the young god, but when he's in it, he does a good role. I liked him when he did The Man That Fell From Earth, very good unestimated sci-fi film. I liked him in a lot of other films as well. And a lot of people will also remember David Bowie in Labyrinth. It's like a few date good songs in it. It sounds like the Wizard of Oz trapped in a maze. So it inspired me to do this one, being Labyrinth. I remember doing Labyrinth before, and I figured, why not? Why not? As it's late David Bowie's birthday, why not do this film, Labyrinth? Now, Labyrinth, as we know, came out in 1986, and they spent loads, and I mean loads of money on it, special effects, puppets there, you name it, they did it. But as sad as it was not a success. It wasn't a big hit. Even though they spent loads of money and they invested in this film, it was not a big hit. But like most films, it was never that successful. As this went on, say it again, as this went on, it became a cult classic. And, I also remember the board game that they used to market the film. I remember all the songs David Bowie sang as the Joblin King. And to be open and honest, what I'm going to get to Saturday night at the movies, why I think nowadays movies suck ass. You see why. The special effects in this, the puppets there, the puppets, the goblins, the fancy. Yes, I know it's a kid's fantasy film, but I like the imagination in it. Turn me into a monster. I like the imagination in it. This is what was wrong with films today. Back then, there's a thing. There's a thing. It's a naughty word. It's a naughty word. Know what it is? It's called fun. Fun. Three letter word. It's called fun. 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 That's what I want to see when I watch a film. It's called a stateless. It's called fun. Something films is lacking these days. So, yeah, I like Labyrinth. I like the song. I like the bit where you got the owl flying about. I like everything. I do know originally it wasn't going to be David Bowie to play the Dublin King. It originally was going to be the late Michael Jackson. That's right, Michael Jackson, because of the Obsessor filler. This was well before Moonwalker and all this. They were going to do the role to Michael Jackson, but certain reasons Michael Jackson turned it down. I like Michael Jackson, don't get me wrong. I liked him when he did Moonwalker. I like Filler. I like Beat It and all that lot. I like it. But David Bowie got this. He made it his own. That's one thing what's good about David Bowie. He got this and he made it his own. And some of the effects, the bit where he juggled the balls around, it was like crystal balls, as we know, was not David Bowie. It was a famous person who could do that, which had problems. There's a visual making behind the scene back in 1986. If you saw that, it took this poor guy, he's right at the back of David Bowie, a solid hour to do that with the crystal balls to get it right. A solid hour. And I mean a solid hour. And the girl that appeared, the little sister, well, the little sister, the big sister looking for a baby brother, would be a well-known actress. I remember in the film and go Teachers or Teepies. Go Teepies. Take Fancy the Horror film if you like a good Fancy the Horror film. But not had two titles. I also remember it as Cheapers. And one day before she did Cheapers, she did the film Once Upon a Time in America. And that's how she got noticed. There felt to be a date role for this, and she got the role. And I like the bit where she's telling a story, she realises she's got a babysit, she's pissed about it, she's whining, which is her outdoing. Because she turns round, she wishes that a baby disappears, she says it out of anger, and the Joblins adopt her. But then you got David Bowie. This always got me though. Why did David Bowie do all this? He's got the baby. Why go for all this shit and all? But he comes, yeah, then again, at the end of the fucking film, wasn't it? So we've got the owl, it fires in, and David Bowie comes in, he's offering her this, offering her that, and offering her time, and if she doesn't get there in the nick of time, the baby's ease. And she's got to go for a labyrinth, but she's basically like an fencer. I don't like that because it was a different norm. You know what I mean? You could say it's not like the Wizard of Oz because family fencer films is the main character, having all these fencer. You know, sort of like what they did in the Wizard of Oz. So she goes to the labyrinth. She's going looking for a baby. I always love the songs in it, like dance, baby, dance, baby, dance. Which I do know David Bowie written bit him out of that, as well as just urged it, did the songs, did the dance, did everything. I've forgotten when I watched this video and I watched the film how fit and healthy David Bowie was back then. He really was fit and healthy, epileptic. He really did. You can see he was having fun. He was having a ball when he did this film. He really was having a ball. It's down the suck that this film didn't make box office records. And that's what this Derby to waste money on nowadays. This was actually a good film. I enjoyed it. This is a film where I could turn into a kid. Fuck it. I'm a kid at heart. You know what I mean? This, I'll say it again. The fantasy, the imagination, the hell with it. I am a kid. F-U-N. Fun. And like I say, she meets this little goblin on the way, he's killing fairies and splatting, and it turns out the fairies are not at all pretty like you think they are. The vicious little things with rings that will bite you. She gets led around different areas, people giving her false information, like a worm gives her one's information. I always love the bit where she falls down and she talks to these talking hands. It's a little bit of horror there. Again, a good bit of effect. I love the bit with those things with the heads. I can't remember how the song goes. Very good. Let it be all right. We're going to you. I also remember the song in it. A little bit of two-way film. It was noticeable. I actually like it with the phone in the head. Give me half your head. I always laughed at that scene. And so on. And that stage, she meets up for monsters on the way. She meets a dog and this dog like fox thing and this brave dog looks like a knight. She meets the big monster thing. It always reminded me of remember the monster in Big Trouble in Little China? What adopts him to tell, and it's drowning at her. It reminds me of that, but more like a friendly version of it. So I sort of like that. I like the bit where she's going through this muddy thing and she's got to dodge the rocks as mud before you permanently stink for the rest of your life. I like them. It's little touches like that. I like. And the fact they use real puppets there, real fucking spectacle effects on this fucking CGI wubbies. I don't see, right? I don't see this is coming from the art that if Labyrinth was done today, it'd be CGI. CGI, fucking CGI. But back then, they didn't have it. They had puppets there. They had little people dressed up in costumes. They had puppets. They had all this. And if you saw the making, which I wasn't making, and I'm going to repeat myself, back in the day, you would see the amount of work what was done in this film. It will blow your mind. David Bowie rehearsed, worked. He was fit, he was long, he was fit and healthy. If I remember right, he was in his dirty 30s when he did this film. This is the David Bowie I missed before we sadly lost a very talented man. This is the David Bowie I miss. He was brilliant in the film. You read a film, but you love to fucking party with him. And the little one that's helping the do is really helping David Bowie, makes a different at Apple, so she forgets, she dips it all, but then out of luck, she falls up. I also remember the song in it. It takes song, it's called Falling for you, I never noticed. I'm not going to do the rest, I'll kill it. But I love the bit where he's dancing with her, it looks like a pinch, and then she realises she's hallucinating and she gets out of it. And I love the bit where the Tannins are fighting and she's coming out of dodge and then she gets to the cave. I always love the song in it. Your eyes could be so true. I do know they used a bit of puppets in there. had a stunt man to the scene where he spins around. It's very good effect, actually. And there's a date bit in it where David Bowie's trying to do this, he's trying to bribe for this and that. And ultimately he says, yes, I can be cool. But then she outsmarts him and he uses the power. She wakes up and she gets the baby back. You hear a bit of noisy fucking in the car driving. Hopefully it'll go off in a minute, so I do apologise for that. Thanks, mate. We don't want to hear this today. I'm trying to do a vid, dickhead. Sorry if there's some noise in the back down there, if you did hear it. But at the end of the day, like I say, he says that line, I can be so cool. But then she outsmarts him, as I was about to say, if I was erupted. She wakes up, she gets her baby back. All the heroes say bye to her. They have a fucking minute party. And it ends. And I love the film Labyrinth. I think it had lots of good imagination. It definitely, I think the film should have been a bit here. I think it might have been a bit here. It might have made money overseas. I know it was a popular film when it came into our country. This is a film I miss. I know I'm going to keep repeating it. FUN. I had fun. It was a stateless. Not everything has to be predictable. Not everything has to be super serious. Not everything has to have computer effects that look like a fucking video game. This is a film with imagination. And 86 was a good year. It was a fucking good year for films. You know, you had the Golden Child. That's a word right then. You had the Golden Child. You had Big Trouble in Little China. You had Top Gun. Fuck, the list goes on. You even had Aliens. You had all these date films and Labyrinth. I like it. I think David Bowie was brilliant. I like the fact that he did all his own songs. He did dancing. He did this. He did that. He played a villain. He played the Joblin King. I just think the film had a lot going for it. I like the fact they had the baby. I was a bit, he threw it in the air and the Joblin gets it in the nick of time. I was a bit to say, kick it, make it bleed. You know what I mean? That sort of like dark sort of humour, which I like. I thought it was funny. Not because I'm fucked up, but I thought it was funny humour. I like the goblins. I like the effects. I like the puppets there. I know. I'm smoking. I'm smoking. I'm blowing smoking. I'm blowing smoke out of its arse, I'm saying. I know I'm blowing smoke out of this film's arse, but I think Labyrinth, it's that era where you can look at a film and look and think, why is it they don't make films like this anymore? Why is it they don't make films like this? This is a film I think David Bowie should have got something for it. I thought he really played it good. He was having a ball, you see, he was having fun as the Joblin King, he was playing a date villain and memorable villain. And if you want to see hard work in a film, I feel, and this is why I'm blowing smoke out of its ass, well done. There was, like I say, a making back in the day. Brilliant if you get it on DVD with that original making, the effects, the puppets there, everything. I mean, everything that goes in this film, it deserves a praise. It deserves it. So fuck it. Without ado, easy peasy. A 10-1-star rating. So again, a 10-1-star rating. Don't even have to words why I'm getting excited over this film. I love the songs David Bowie sang. And you know what? I fucking tipped to David Bowie. I know today would have been David Bowie's birthday. May he rest. A very, very talented singer. He's brilliant in this film. I mean, I like him in this film. There's other films I like him in, like The Man That Fell From Earth. It's a bit weird, but I actually like his performance in that. I'm not a lover of The Young God, but I do think David Bowie still does a good performance, even though it doesn't feel like he's the star. I like other things he's done. He's done other films in the past. But this one, everyone always remembers Labyrinth. It's a good fantasy film. I keep saying it, FUN. That's something you don't see in films these days. Everything has to be super serious. You know what I mean? Have to make fucking 3, 4, 5 fucking versions of it. The film takes forever to end. This, it didn't. It went at a good pace. I love the maze in it. I love the labyrinth in it. I love everything about the film. That's why I'm putting smoke out of its ass. I'm blowing smoke out this film's fucking ass. Labyrinth is a dudder, and I'll say it again. Do me burps. I'd send you 1-star rating from me. But into them, be smart and be safe. See you later.